Do you ever feel that somewhere deep in your heart you know something big is coming? A day that will not just pass on the calendar, but will change the way you see the world forever? A day when the air will feel heavier, when the sky will seem to hold its breath, when you will look around and realize that nothing will ever be the same again? August 18th, 2025 is not just a date, it is a turning point. And if you miss what is coming, you may spend the rest of your life wishing you had listened.
That morning will not feel like any other morning. You will wake up sensing an energy around you that you cannot explain, as if the entire universe is whispering to you to pay attention. You will notice the small things, the way the sunlight falls differently, the way the wind carries a strange stillness, and somewhere deep in your spirit, you will feel that the moment you have been waiting for your whole life has finally arrived. You will remember every choice you have made, every moment you stood on the edge of giving up but did not, every time you fought through the darkness even when no one was watching. And on this day, all those battles will suddenly make sense. Because August 18th, 2025 will not just bring change, it will demand transformation. It will ask you to rise to a level of yourself you have never reached before. It will not be easy, and that is why so few will truly see its power. But those who do will never return to who they were. You might think this is just another prophecy, another dramatic prediction, but I promise you, this is not about fear. It is about awakening. It is about unlocking the strength you never knew you had. Because the truth is, the world is not going to slow down for you. The storms are not going to wait until you are ready, and life is not going to knock on your door politely before it turns everything upside down. So on that day, you must already be prepared. You must already have decided who you will be when the winds change and the ground shakes beneath your feet. You must be ready to stand firm when everyone else is falling apart. And you must remember that inside you is a force greater than any storm. When the sun rises on August 18th, 2025, it will rise on a world standing at the edge of two paths. One path leads to fear, division, and darkness. The other leads to hope, unity, and light. The choice will not be made by governments or leaders alone. It will be made by you, by the way you choose to think, act, and speak in that critical moment. This is why every step you take today matters. Every decision you make, every word you speak, every time you push yourself forward even when no one notices, all of it is building the person you will need to be on that day. And as you move through the days leading up to that moment, you will start to feel the weight of choices, both past and present. You will notice how every small act of kindness, every moment of courage, every time you chose love over anger, has been shaping not just your life, but the energy you will carry into that day. Because on August 18th, 2025, the truth will be that energy will matter more than money, more than titles, more than the walls you have built around yourself. It will be the force that determines whether you rise or fall, whether you break or become unbreakable. And you will look back on all the times you felt weak and realize they were in fact the moments that made you strong enough for this. People will tell you that days come and go, that prophecies are just words, that nothing truly changes, but you will feel it. You will know that some moments in history are written in the stars long before they arrive. And when they do, they carry with them a call to action that cannot be ignored. And this day will be one of them. It will be the kind of day that demands you stand for something, that you refuse to remain silent, that you choose to lead yourself even if the world around you is lost in noise and confusion. For there will be voices that try to fill you with fear, telling you to hide, to wait, to do nothing. But those voices are the chains that have held you back for far too long, and this will be the day to break them. You will not need permission to become the person you were born to be. You will not need approval to chase the vision burning in your heart. Because this day will show you with absolute clarity that the time for hesitation has passed, that your destiny has been waiting, and that every excuse, every delay, every doubt you have carried must be left behind. For the road ahead will not welcome them. The road ahead will only welcome the version of you that knows how to fight, how to love, how to stand tall even when the ground shakes. And as the hours pass on that day, the world will test you. It will push against your limits. It will whisper to you that giving up is easier. And yet, in those moments, you must remember the faces of the people you love, the dreams you have held, The nights you stayed awake believing for more even when there was no sign that more would come. You must hold on to them as tightly as you can, because they are your fuel, and without them, the fire inside you could fade. But with them, nothing can extinguish it. When the evening comes and the sun begins to set, you will stand in the fading light knowing that you made your choice, that you did not let fear write your story, that you stepped into the storm and came out, not just alive, but transformed. And you will feel something deep inside you shift forever. And you will understand that August 18th, 2025 was never just about a date on a calendar. It was about the birth of a new chapter, not just for you, but for everyone who dared to believe that they could be more than the life they had settled for.
Before that sunrise approach, you will feel the air thicken with anticipation. You will notice how the silence between the sounds seems louder, how the rhythm of your heartbeat feels like it is in sync with something far greater than yourself. It will be as if the entire planet is holding its breath, waiting for the first ray of light to spill over the horizon. And in that fragile yet powerful moment, you will understand something that so many people go their whole lives without realizing, that destiny is not a force outside of you waiting to strike. It is a current that has been flowing within you since the day you were born. And on this day, that current will surge and carry you forward if only you are willing to let go of the anchors of fear, doubt, and regret.
And perhaps the most important thing you will realize is that the prophecy of that day was never something outside of you. It was not written in the clouds or carved into the earth. It was written into the rhythm of your own heart, waiting for you to read it. To understand that the real power was never in what the day would bring, but in how you would choose to meet it. And once you see that, you will understand that every day has the potential to be your August 18. Every moment a doorway into the life you were meant to live, if only you were willing to step through it. You will not be the same person you were before, and you will not want to be. You will look at the version of yourself that existed before this awakening with gratitude, but also with a deep knowing that you have outgrown the fears that held you small, the doubts that chained your dreams, the lies you told yourself about what was possible, and you will stand taller, walk lighter, speak bolder, because you will have become someone who knows their own power. And once you know your own power, there is no going back. And as the years pass, you will find that the legacy of that day is not just in what happened, but in the way it taught you to live. It will be in the choices you make, in the kindness you give, in the courage you carry into rooms where others are silent. It will be in the way you keep moving forward even when the road is steep, because you will know in your soul that the same strength that carried you through that day will carry you through any day. And that knowledge is a gift more valuable than anything the world can give or take away. And there will be moments when you think back to that morning, the way the first light touched the horizon, the way your breath felt slower, deeper, as though you were breathing in not just air, but purpose. And you will remember the way you made a choice that day to step into the unknown instead of running from it. You will remember how your heart pounded, not from fear, but from the realization that you were finally awake, that you could finally see clearly, where before there had only been fog and doubt. And as you remember, you will feel a quiet smile forming, not because everything became easy, but because you learned that you do not need easy. You only need possible. And possible is always within reach for the one who refuses to stop. You will watch as the seasons change, as the world spins through its cycles, and each change will remind you of that turning point, of how you learned to embrace endings because they were the soil for beginnings. You will find beauty in places you once overlooked. You will notice strength in yourself on days when you feel tired and worn. You will carry within you a map made of memories that point you back to the truth that you are capable of more than the world ever told you, that you are capable of building a life that reflects the fire you feel inside. And sometimes, you will meet people who were also transformed by that day. Their stories will sound different, yet underneath, they will share the same heartbeat, the same fire, the same knowing that they were called to rise when it would have been easier to fall. And when you hear their voices, you will feel connected, as if you were all threads in the same tapestry, woven together by that moment in history. You will understand that the prophecy was never meant to be kept to yourself. It was meant to be lived so boldly that it could not help but inspire others to step into their own light. The world will still have shadows. There will still be storms. There will still be nights that feel longer than they should, but you will walk through them differently. You will carry the memory of a sky that refused to be ordinary. You will remember the feeling of the ground beneath your feet as you chose to keep moving forward, and this will be the anchor that holds you steady. You will become the kind of person who faces the wind with open eyes, who stands in the rain and says, "Let it come," because you know you will not drown. You will rise. And one day, when someone asks you how you became who you are, you will tell them about the morning when the air felt different, when the sky seemed to hold its breath, and you will tell them that it was not magic or luck, it was a choice to believe that your story could still be written in brighter colors, that your life could still turn in a new direction no matter how many times you had been knocked down before. And as you tell them this, you will see the way their eyes change, the way they begin to believe that maybe their own August 18 is closer than they think. You will realize that what happened on that day did not just change you. It became a spark that would continue to ignite long after the date had passed, a spark that would light fires in people you had never met, in places you had never been, a spark that would remind the world that change is not a matter of chance, but of choice, and that the moment you decide to rise is the moment your life begins again and again and again.
And so, when the sun sets on August 18, 2025, and the light fades into the horizon,
You will stand there knowing that you have lived a day that will echo through the rest of your life. You will feel the weight of every moment that led you here and the power of every decision you made today. You will understand that the prophecy was never about predicting the future. It was about preparing you to create it. You will realize that no matter what comes next, you have already proven to yourself that you are capable of rising. You will carry this truth into tomorrow and the day after that until it becomes the rhythm of your life. You will no longer wait for the perfect moment because you will know that the perfect moment is the one you choose to act. You will no longer hide from your dreams because you will know that they are not there to taunt you but to guide you. And you will no longer see yourself as ordinary because you will have walked through a day that reminded you that you are extraordinary. And as the stars appear in the sky, you will take a deep breath and feel a quiet certainty settle in your soul, knowing that you are ready for whatever comes next, because you have already begun to live the life you were meant for, and nothing can take that away from you.